I travel a lot for work, usually short assignments and places most people wouldn't think twice about. Last winter, I got sent to a small town in upstate New York to service refrigeration units at a distribution warehouse. It was supposed to be a simple 2-night job. The company booked me into a roadside motel just off the highway. It was one of those older places where the doors opened directly to the parking lot. When I checked in, the guy at the desk barely looked at me. He handed me the key and said, "If anyone knocks late, don't answer it." No explanation, just that. I figured it was just a rough area. I got to my room around 7:30. There were only a few cars in the lot. One of them caught my attention, a black SUV parked near the far end. The engine was off, but someone was sitting inside. I couldn't see their face, just the outline of a person in the driver's seat. I didn't think much of it and went inside. Around 10:45, I was lying in bed, scrolling on my phone when I heard footsteps outside. Slow, deliberate. They stopped right outside my door. I waited. Nothing happened. Then the footsteps moved on. About a minute later, they came back. Same slow pace, same stop at my door. This time, I got up and looked through the peephole. No one. The walkway was empty. I told myself it was just someone messing with the wrong room and went back to bed. A few minutes later, there was a knock. 3 soft taps. I froze. Another 3 taps. Exactly the same. I got up again, checked the peephole. Still no one. That's when I noticed the curtain near the window had shifted slightly, just enough that someone standing at the right angle could see inside. I closed it completely and turned off the lights. Around midnight, I heard something metallic near the door. Not loud, just a faint scraping, like someone testing the handle or sliding something against it. I moved quietly and looked through the peephole again. This time, I saw something. A man crouched low, just out of full view. I could see the top of his head and one shoulder. He was right up against the door. Before I could react, he stood up and walked away quickly. I called the front desk. No answer. That's when I remembered the SUV. I pulled the curtain back just enough to see the lot. It was still there, but now the interior light was on and the driver's door was open. No one inside. I didn't sleep after that. Sometime before dawn, I must have dozed off because I woke up to the sound of my car alarm. I rushed to the window. There was a man standing at my car, the driver's door half open. He wasn't rummaging through anything. He was just standing there. Then he slowly turned his head and looked straight at my room. Even from that distance, I could tell he knew exactly where I was. He shut the door and walked away quickly toward the SUV. As he got in, I saw movement in the passenger seat. There was someone else inside the whole time. I called the police. They came, took a report, checked the lot. The SUV was gone. Nothing was stolen from my car. Before they left, one of the officers asked me if I had stayed there before. I said no. He nodded and said, "That's good." I asked what he meant, but he just shook his head. I packed my things immediately. Before I left, I did one last check of the room. When I looked under the bed, I saw something pushed all the way against the wall. It was a small piece of paper. On it was my license plate number and my room number, written in the same handwriting.